Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to CoolVision. Wow, this looks like London. In fact, it is London. Welcome to the city of black cabs, red double-deckers, and accents from every corner of the world. It's home to over 9 million people and more than 300 languages. So, wherever you're from, you'll probably hear someone speaking your language within minutes. London's history began in 43 CE, when the Romans built a small settlement called Londinium. Hard to believe, but you can still find fragments of those original walls throughout the city. Built nearly 2,000 years ago. Back then, the city was called Londinium, and the wall was there to encircle the city and protect it from invaders. The cities endured it all. The Black Plague, the Great Fire of 1666, which wiped out half the city, and the Blitz of World War II. Each time, London didn't just rebuild, it reinvented itself. Today, it stands as one of the world's capitals of finance, art, and technology. With 6 international airports, getting here is easy enough. I flew into Gatwick, hopped on a train, and 30 minutes later, boom, Victoria Station, I'm in the heart of the city. Now, about hotels in central London, brace yourself. My first room near Victoria was $350 a night. Breakfast? That's another $25. And no, it wasn't some royal suite. 9 square meters, in fact. I've seen bigger closets. Apparently, October's still high season. Demand through the roof. But first things first, I'm starving. And there's no better way to kick off a London morning than with a full English breakfast. Of course, one of the experiences you want to have in London is to have the full English breakfast. Let's see what it is.
There you go, mate.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. Bacon, sausage, hash browns, beans, and toast. Basically, everything a doctor told you to avoid. But it's so delicious. Fueled up, time to hit the sights. Westminster, the power district of London. This is where the country's biggest decisions are made. The Houses of Parliament stand right by the Thames, topped with a famous clock tower everyone calls Big Ben. Actually, Big Ben isn't the tower, it's the bell inside it. Just next door is Westminster Abbey, the nation's royal chapel. The building we see today was begun by King Henry III in 1245. Westminster Abbey is one of the most cinematic and meaningful spots here in London. And every British and English monarch since William the Conqueror has been coronated here. Also, it's been the place of royal weddings and national farewells. Over 3,000 people are buried here, including Isaac Newton, Stephen Hawking, and Charles Darwin. Some of the rooms are really old. The Pig's Chamber dates back to the 11th century, and it once held royal treasures. Talk about vintage real estate. Then there's Buckingham Palace, the King's official home. You see it in movies all your life, but when you see it in person, it hits differently. It's not a bad place to live in. 775 rooms, but that's if you don't mind seeing millions of tourists in your front yard. And when the flag is up, the king is home. Come in the morning and you can catch the changing of the guard. With marching bands, brace music, and soldiers in bright red uniforms and bearskin hats moving in perfect rhythm. It's free, it's iconic, and it feels like pure London. Just a few minutes away, at Horse Guards Parade, the Royal Horse Guards perform their own change, on horseback, every hour, with polished boots, drawn swords, and steady precision. A short walk away lie the Churchill War Rooms, where Britain's wartime leader directed operations during the Blitz. Deep underground runs the transatlantic phone line that linked Churchill to the US president. Thousands of buildings fell, but London's spirit never did. And yes, there's even a cafe down there. So don't forget to drink some tea with milk. We're in London after all. Further east rises St. Paul's Cathedral, Sir Christopher Wren's masterpiece, crowned with its magnificent dome. Built after the Great Fire of 1666, it became a symbol of rebirth and power during the height of the British Empire. Its design even inspired a lot of buildings around the world, like St. Isaac's Cathedral in St. Petersburg, Russia, and the US Capitol in Washington, D.C. And then, the mighty Tower of London. Built after the Norman conquest in the 11th century, it's been a fortress, palace, mint, zoo, prison, and yes, a place of execution. Today it houses the crown jewels, including the world's largest clear-cut diamond, and the ghosts of prisoners like Anne Boleyn. Here's a fun fact. A small group of ravens lives inside the tower. Legend says if they ever leave, the kingdom will fall. So let's keep them happy. London's skyline wouldn't be the same without its bridges. The star of the show, Tower Bridge, built in the late 1800s. It links the north and south banks of the Thames. From its top walkway, you get some of the best panoramic views of the city. Head further west to the Millennium Bridge. Sleek, modern, and perfectly aligned with St. Paul's. And yes, London Bridge is real. And no, it's not falling down, but it's just an ordinary bridge. The song's probably more famous than the bridge. On a sunny day, take a boat along the Thames. It's a really fun and surprisingly educational way to see the city. Did you know that the oldest object you'll find outdoors in London is Cleopatra's Needle? It's a 3,500-year-old obelisk from ancient Egypt. How do you get around town? Oh, London's got a thing for that. It's called the Tube. Running since 1863, it's the world's oldest metro. With over 270 stations, it moves millions every day. Those round tunnels were first dug in the late 1800s, with 3.5-meter wide tunnel shields burrowing beneath the streets. That's why the trains are narrow, the ceilings low, and the air limited. If you're over 1.90 meters, good luck standing straight. Rush hour? Picture a sauna on rails. Deep level lines can exceed 30 Celsius in the summer.
This is so hot in here. Imagine in a jacket, you're basically sweating.
Air conditioning? Mostly a myth, except on the newer lines. The Piccadilly line should finally get AC when its new trains arrive in 2026. A 2019 study found air on deep tube lines can have up to 20 times more dust than above ground. About the same as secondhand smoking.
Stand to the side, not in front of the doors. I need to exit, please, guys.
Using the tube is easy. Just tap your card in and out and it charges you automatically. If you prefer open air, try cycling. With hundreds of bike lanes and riverside paths, London by bike gives you a whole new perspective. You move like a local, not a tourist.
Guys, if you have an Uber app, you can rent bikes. Look for those Lime bikes. It's so convenient. That's one of the most efficient ways to get around London, and then you can make stops all you want and film things you want to film. It's incredible.
And of course, you've got to try the black cabs. It's crazy. To drive one, you got to pass the knowledge. An exam so tough, it takes most drivers 3 to 4 years to complete. Drivers have to memorize 25,000 streets and 20,000 landmarks. Top cabbies can earn up to £100,000 a year, so I guess it's all worth it. Or you can simply use an Uber at half the price and no exams. London's financial world beats inside 2 districts, the City and the Canary Wharf. First, the City. When the Dutch Republic collapsed in 1795, many bankers from Amsterdam moved here, helping transform London into the global financial powerhouse.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Thanks.
Now it's a landscape of contrasts. Glass towers rising above medieval lanes. You'll spot icons like the Gherkin. No, not the pickle, but the futuristic bullet-shaped skyscraper. Nearby, Lloyd's of London began as a 1600s coffee house where ship owners made insurance deals. Today, it's still the world's top insurance marketplace. Its current building, designed by Richard Rogers, wears its pipes and lifts on the outside. Bold, industrial, and unmistakably London. The Bank of England, founded in 1694, became the blueprint for modern central banking. By the 1800s, London financed more than half the world's trade. Now the city's second financial center, Canary Wharf. To reach Canary Wharf, hop on the DLR. That's the Docklands Light Railway. It's driverless, gliding between glass towers like something out of a sci-fi movie. This area rose from the old docks of East London in the late 1980s and quickly became the city's second financial center. Today, more than 120,000 people work here, traders, bankers, and tech specialists. But for tourists, there's not much to do here, really. London isn't just glass and finance, though. Its real heartbeat lives in its neighborhoods. Let's visit Shoreditch. Once rough and industrial, now buzzing with creativity and startups. Here you'll find Amazon UK headquarters, walls blooming with murals, independent boutiques, vintage everything, and more than a few amazing coffee shops. My guy Charles lives here.
Charles, where are we? What's this area?
This is like pretty much the heart of the old East End. You've got Spitalfields Market that was kind of gentrified and kind of cleaned up in the late 80s, beginning of the 90s. So this is a pretty nice area to hang out now. And you can see that from the sign here as one of the old signs from the market. And at the end, which we're going to have a look at the moment, we've got this classic kind of Hawksmoor church. And behind that, Brick Lane, all the curry houses, and a very famous bagel shop. On the other side, you've got Liverpool Street, Amazon building. It's a very historic and kind of modern area simultaneously. Yeah, sort of Jack the Ripper territory.
So serial killer,
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper, he used to live here.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he lived exactly on this street, but he lived around here somewhere in Whitechapel,
Yeah.
1888. So yeah, he's obviously became notorious.
We started with the local market.
Thanks, man.
You wanna get some food?
How's it
bro?
going? Yes,
Yeah,
please.
good. There you go. Nice, delicious chicken for
Chicken.
the gentleman.
Thank you very much.
This chicken, you know what I'm gonna do for you right now? I'm gonna give you energy to do a lot of videos
Oh.
right now.
Which
Plenty
one?
of energy.
Which ones do you want? Oh,
This
Damascus.
one,
Okay.
Damascus game.
Syrian cafe. You just
Yeah.
come from filming from Russia.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I'm lucky to meet you today, guys, yeah? So don't worry, if you come here, we'll look after you as well.
What time
Thank
you
you.
open till?
Yeah, like we'll close in 10 minutes.
More than 400 people to 1,000 people, they're coming to take the food every day from this market. The food is specialties. This is the Algerian, Lebanese, and the Bengalis, Indian, all the different countries peoples are making the food, and the food are very tasty.
And then we grabbed some bubble tea.
So it's very, very diverse. We're now drinking bubble tea and eating egg tarts. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
We stopped by the People's Recovery Project. A reminder that even in a city this grand, some people lose their way and need a hand to get back up.
Oh, hi, my name is Koz. I'm from the People's Recovery Project as a recovery community mentor. What we do in our organisation, we help people who are suffering from addiction. So we have a preparation stage, we have a treatment stage, and we have an aftercare stage. But all of that bonds us with community, and we believe in community, helping one another with our lived experience. So for myself, I have got about 20 years lived experience living in these areas. Brick Lane, walking these really dark streets when I was engulfed in addiction, couldn't find a way out.
After that, we continued exploring the area and ran into a couple of aspiring rappers filming a video in a tunnel. No surprise, rap and grime are huge here. The UK sound is gritty, poetic, and nothing like American hip-hop.
We're just vibing out. My name's Stolen Rims. We're from New Zealand, and we're just here, just messing around, having fun, We're just doing a video like straight off the bat we made the song like 2 days ago. If you type in
SR, Stolen Rims.
Yep.
We low-key don't have a name for the song right now, but...
Hey, are these still trying to hit me for that tax money? Hanging out in Sunday farmers markets, don't ask for me.
Can't do no handshakes, we some sticky palmers, florists. Just put the new arrangement in the apartments. The way I roam around righteous, would've thought I was a pastor.
All right.
We're just fucking around.
A short walk away is Brick Lane, a melting pot of East London energy. Curry houses, record stores, and the smell of fresh bagels fill the air. Across East London, the skyline's changed, and not just with new towers, but with new cultures. For example, in Tower Hamlets, the number of mosques has doubled over the past 20 years, from 25 to 50. This area is also home to one of London's largest Asian communities, mainly Bangladeshi, but also Indian and Chinese families, whose cafes, shops, and traditions give Brick Lane its unmistakable flavor. You can't really say you've been to London until you've had a proper pub experience. Dim lights, wooden tables, locals arguing about football or politics.
This is a traditional English pub.
Do you come here every day?
No, I don't. No, we don't live locally here, but we come here because it's a very nice pub, and we like salt beef sandwiches.
Not every day, but
No, we don't come here every day. We live half an hour. We live half an hour away. No, on a train. So we're making a special trip to come here. It's a traditional community meeting place for people to talk to people. So they go to a pub. We drink proper beer out of a barrel. We don't drink stuff that's produced in France or Sweden or wherever, Foster's and fizzy stuff. We drink proper ale, brewed in the UK. Proper beer out of a cask.
Pretty much everywhere you go, you'll see crowds outside, pints in hand, voices loud. In London, the pub isn't just where you drink, it's where life happens. Those guys at the pub, mentioned in the salt beef sandwich, made me want to try one.
So this shop itself has been open since 1855. Salt beef was a really popular thing back in the area back in I think like the 1800s, 1900s. Like salt beef itself is British, yeah. I mean it's uniquely British, yeah. I mean in America they have something called a corned beef, basically the same thing as salt beef. But we add our English mustard to it, which gives it a bit more, that kick and that spice, which is great. And we put like some sweet and pickles into it as well, which is people love.
Can I get a salt beef sandwich with gherkins and mustard, please?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Eating salt beef sandwich on the streets of London.
It's incredible. Warm, juicy, stacked high, and dripping with flavor. Now let's visit some other famous neighborhoods. Covent Garden, London's open-air stage. Street performers, boutique shops, and cafes fill its car-free piazza. The Apple Market sparkles with crafts and vintage finds, while music drifts under the glass arches. I grabbed a pint here, purely for research, of course. Just around the corner is Seven Dials, a quirky spot where 7 dials radiate from a 17th century monument, topped with sundials. Nearby, the Royal Opera House anchors the area, adding a touch of old-school elegance. As night falls, follow the lights into the West End. Neon signs, red carpets, and shows from The Lion King to Phantom of the Opera. West End is London's answer to Broadway. Same talent, more history, and better accents. A short walk away, Soho wakes up after dark. Bars packed, lights flashing, and music pouring from every doorway.
Back in the sort of 70s, 80s, it was very famous for being the kind of red light district of London. 50 to 100 sex shops. And Paul Raymond, or the Raymond family that owned this area, he used to kind of degrade the properties so they could charge high rents and buy up the whole area quite cheaply. So this is a sort of £1 billion property portfolio now. So where it says model's a model is just another way of saying like a brothel.
Is it still a thing up to this
There's
day?
probably less than 10 in this area now, but before there would have been like 100. Just on every street there are all these walk-ups.
Oh look, that lady, she's carrying like a doll. That's so funny.
They're all on there, not stag nights, hen nights.
This is London's party district. This district stays alive with laughter, neon, and that late-night chaos that makes you forget the time. We stopped by Bar Italia.
So the mafia here were like Maltese or Italian. So the coffee shop we're going to is Bar Italia, and that's a famous coffee shop.
A tiny 24-hour espresso bar, open since 1949. Musicians, actors, artists, they've all passed through here.
Thank you so much. Okay.
From here you drift into Chinatown, glowing with red lanterns and filled with dim sum and noodle bars. Before reaching Leicester Square, the home of film premieres and a few flashy casinos. And street performers? Keep walking and you'll hit Oxford Street, Europe's busiest shopping boulevard. From high street favorites to designer names. When you're ready for full-scale mayhem, Piccadilly Circus awaits. Giant screens light in the night, crowds surging in from every direction. A living stage in London's answer to Times Square. Just a few minutes away lies Trafalgar Square. Fountains splashing, pigeons circling, and Admiral Nelson standing tall over his victory against Napoleon's navy. Beside him, the National Gallery holds masterpieces by Van Gogh, Da Vinci, and Turner. And can you guess what this building is? That's the MI6 headquarters, the real home of Britain's secret intelligence service. It's pure Bond, literally, since MI6 allowed it to appear in GoldenEye and Skyfall. What's the most visited city in Europe? It's London. 21 million visitors every year, mostly from France, Germany, and the US. And you'll see them everywhere. Queues for museums, palaces, and of course the red phone booth. People are ready to wait for 40 minutes to take a picture with the red booth and Big Band in the background. Those booths are slowly disappearing though. Some have turned into mini libraries or vending machines. Others just sit there peeling and fading.
Now, if you will excuse me, I gotta make a phone call real quick, okay? Oh, I thought this was a phone booth, but it's a restroom. Ha ha, my bad. But honestly, this one's actually fine, but a lot of them are in a very dismal state.
My friends from Texas came to London at the time of my visit. What a coincidence. It wasn't for the history or architecture, they came for a concert. And that's the thing about the city. Whether it's music, art, food, or football, everyone finds the reason to visit.
We came to see a concert. Chloe Keisha, she's fabulous, and we love her. And so we came to see Chloe Keisha and the beautiful sights of London.
I'm a Doctor Who fan, a very big Doctor Who fan. I know it sounds crazy, but maybe not. That's what I love England just for that reason.
London is kind of exotic. I mean, it's exotic. It's a cool, fun place. It's not that far away. It's only 6-hour time difference from Texas, and it's just badass and fun.
Well, I mean, they speak English, which is a positive for most Americans, and you know, a lot of our history derives from this country. We're like descendants, so to speak.
Yes.
So, lots of historical places to visit.
When it comes to prices, do you think it's more expensive, less expensive?
More expensive.
More expensive.
Definitely more expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Even just taking the metro. Like,
Yeah.
what did we take? Like, maybe 6 or 7 stops. It was £7 per person.
Uber driving. It's the most
Uber's
expensive city.
Yeah.
That we've been in.
It's like, so just from the airport, like from Heathrow to center of London was an hour and a half, and it was like, what,
So about at least $100. Yeah.
$100 US. Everything is more expensive here.
But totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Maybe. Yeah. Just to
No
come-
regrets.
No regrets. No, yeah.
London is one of the world's great education capitals. Around Bloomsbury and Euston, students fill cafes, libraries, and lecture halls. University College London, UCL, sits right in the middle. A beautiful campus surrounded by leafy squares and old bookshops. For international students, tuition runs from £20,000 to £35,000 a year. Add rent and living costs, and London becomes both a classroom and a serious investment. Let's talk to some students.
Hello, what's your name?
Nathan.
And you student at the university?
Yeah, I'm a PhD student at
Oh wow,
Royal
okay.
Holloway.
And what's your major?
So creative and critical writing, so English is the background. So I'm looking at a series of poets, mid-20th century poets involved in modernism, and then I'm looking a little bit at the St. Ives School of Painting.
Very, very nice. And what do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Hopefully in some academic post, that would be ideal. Failing that, teaching of some variety.
If there was one thing you could change in the world, what would it be?
One thing. So end homelessness would be good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Can you say a bottle of water?
Bottle of water.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello,
What's your name?
my name is Ella. I'm Susan.
And where do you come from?
China.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying art and science in UCL.
I'm studying creative arts and humanities in UCL.
So you like London so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
maybe.
best thing about it?
The people here.
Okay. Helpful?
They're quite friendly, but I'm not like really get familiar with the foods or the other things.
The food, you're not a big fan?
I'm a bit fan in Chinese food.
Okay. Nice. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
London's museums are on another level, and most of them are free. You've got the British Museum, home to treasures from every corner of the world. The Rosetta Stone, Egyptian mummies, Greek statues, basically world history under one roof. People joke that the only reason the pyramids aren't in the British Museum is because they didn't fit through the door. Then there's the Natural History Museum, with its giant dinosaur skeletons. And a building that looks like Hogwarts for scientists. Right next door, the Science Museum takes you from steam engines to space travel. Across the road, the Victoria and Albert Museum celebrates art, design, and craftsmanship, from medieval armor and royal jewels to sculpture, ceramics, and photography. For art lovers, Tate Britain showcases centuries of British painting. You could spend a whole week museum hopping here and still not see it all. And between all that urban chaos, London somehow stays surprisingly green. So make sure to visit some of its parks, like St. James's Park, elegant, with swans gliding across the lake and pelicans lounging by the water. These pelicans have lived here for centuries. It was a gift from a Russian ambassador in the 1600s. Then Hyde Park, of course, London's green heart and one of the largest urban parks in the world. It's where joggers, cyclists, and swans all share the same space. On summer days, people sunbathe by the Serpentine Lake or paddle small boats across it, while winter mornings fill the air with mist and steaming coffee cups. At the park's northeast corner is something truly special: Speaker's Corner.
And from the 1800s, this place has been known as the most famous spot for free speech. So people could come here and freely discuss things about politics and religion and any other sort of topic. And people still come here every Sunday to debate each other. That, of course, only works if you don't have to come back to a country where freedom of speech is not on the menu.
Visit Kensington Gardens, refined and peaceful, stretching to Kensington Palace, once home to Princess Diana and Queen Victoria, and still a royal residence. Have afternoon tea in the orangery. Finger sandwiches, warm scones, and pastries, almost too pretty to eat. We got some sandwiches, we got some scones, and we got some cakes. And of course, we got some very authentic British tea. Princess Diana used to live not far from here, so it's incredible. The weather's fine. Let's dig in, Charles.
Thank you, Charles.
If you want amazing views of London with a picnic, head to Primrose Hill. It's a quiet rise just north of Regent's Park, offering one of the best skyline views in the city. On sunny days, locals spread blankets and open wine. On misty mornings, couples walk their dogs.
Wow, lovely view.
It is. Yes, I see it every day.
Nice, nice. What brings you over to Primrose Hill today?
Oh, well, it's part of my jogging routine. Before the COVID crisis, I used to swim for my daily exercise, but because they closed the pool, I had to find an alternative. It gets the lungs and the heart pumping a bit more, the endorphins kick in, so I think, yes, I will continue jogging up Primrose Hill.
All right, love it, love it. So, what do you like about this area?
There's easy access to central London, and there's plenty of variety. So when I have out-of-towners staying with me, I can take them to Primrose Hill for the lovely view, the cityscape view. But then I can take them to more lively places like Camden Town, which is quite a contrast to the peace and tranquility of Primrose Hill. Mind you, if it's during the summer, when there's an unforgiving sun glaring down on you, you find it bring the crowds out, and Primrose Hill gets quite lively as well.
Sounds good. What's the name, sir?
My name is Lester.
And finally, Hampstead Heath, the wild heart of London. No fences, no perfect lawns, just open nature and skyline views that make you forget you're still in a global capital. It's about the size of New York Central Park, but it feels wilder, more natural, less manicured. Up on the hill stands Kenwood House, a 17th century mansion filled with art and charm. It feels more like the countryside than the city.
I just made it to Kenwood House. It's on the edge of Hampstead Heath. One of my friends recommended that I visit it. And there's just so much countryside charm here. This house was built in the 1600s. And there's a restaurant, and I just ordered steak and Guinness pie. And it's fantastic.
I stopped for a classic British meat pie. Golden crust, rich gravy, fills you right up.
Oh, so much meat. Look at that.
Around the park, the houses get seriously upscale. Speaking of which, let's step into upscale central London. Kensington and Chelsea are pure old money. Victorian elegance meets quiet wealth. Everyone calls you sir. Luxury cars line the curbs, and hotel staff open the door before you even reach it. Here, rents can reach £15,000 a month. Rows of creamy white terraces, wrought iron fences, and streets so calm they almost feel staged. Even some green spaces here are private. Buy a house, get a key. No tourists, no joggers, just manicured lawns and silence. Then there's the Boltons, one of London's most expensive streets, where houses cost tens of millions. Look at me cycling like I belong, though my bike is probably cheaper than their doormat. You roll past Ferraris, flower walls, and a faint smell of old money. And yet, even here, safety is an issue. Bikes are chain tight, and Ferraris double locked. You know what? I'd better keep an eye on my bike. Next door, Knightsbridge makes its grand Victorian homes with high-end shopping. At its heart stands Harrods, London's most iconic department store. 7 floors of marble, chandeliers, and indulgence. The golden Egyptian staircase, covered in hieroglyphs and statues, pays tribute to its former owner, Egyptian businessman Mohammed Al Fayed, who bought Harrods in 1985 for around £615 million and sold it in 2010 to Qatar's sovereign fund for £1.5 billion. And of course, there's Mayfair, the symbol of prestige.
One of the most exclusive areas in London. And just to give you an example, this Connaught Hotel is £1,000 per night.
Around the Connaught Hotel, you'll see tripods and influencers filming the daily parade of Bentleys and McLarens. In 10 minutes, you'll spot more supercars than at a Monaco car show.
Money makes a world go round. It makes a world go round. Money makes a world go round. It makes a world go round. Money makes a world go round. It makes a world go round. Money makes a world go round. It makes a world go round.
People here live for exclusivity. Private members clubs charging thousands a year, and waiting lists stretching months just to get in. So many exclusive shops, like this 150-year-old barber shop, or this wine store.
If you guys love wines, you might want to visit Hedonism Wines. It's the most inclusive wine shop in London, and maybe in the whole world. They've been in business for 13 years, and they have a collection of 12,000 bottles, some of them dating back to the 18th century. Let's step inside.
If you're into fine wine, this is your sanctuary, a gallery of bottles. The priciest one they had, £222,000. Some bottles date back to the 1780s, literal liquid history. This is London's glossy side, marble, tailored suits, and champagne nights. But the rest of London tells a different story, one of diversity and constant change. After the Second World War, waves of immigration from former British colonies, the Caribbean, South Asia, and Africa reshaped the city. Today in London, you can hear 300 languages and taste every corner of the world. Biryani, shawarma, and sushi. But at the end of the day, nothing beats good old fish and chips at the pub. Simple, hearty, and unmistakably British. Speaking of food, you've got to visit Borough Market, one of London's oldest and best. The air is thick with baked bread, sizzling meat and spice, artisan cheese, Ethiopian coffee, and street food from every corner of the world. I tried a ginger pork sausage. Juicy, aromatic, just spicy enough to wake you up, though maybe a bit too fatty for my liking. Next up, Camden Market, where flavor meets chaos. From halloumi fries to Korean corn dogs, you can eat the world in one afternoon. Try the Indian fusion burgers.
Apparently it's a very popular specialty here. It's a spicy Indian-style burger with a mango and just a lot of ingredients.
They are absolute crowd pleasers. And just a heads up, around here, even the loos might come with a price. From Camden, hop on a canal boat to Little Venice. A maze of colorful houseboats and calm waterways. People actually live on these boats, not because it's easy, but because it's cheaper and maybe a little more romantic. Joggers pass million-pound homes that mostly sit empty, owned as investments. Even Madonna once had a house here. From Little Venice, walk to Notting Hill and Portobello Road Market. Pastel houses, street performers, and live music at every corner. The Real Travel Bookshop from the film still sits on Blenheim Crescent, a must for every romantic at heart. A little farther down, a blue plaque marks George Orwell's old home at 22 Portobello Road, the author of 1984, living in one of London's most colorful corners. To see London from above, there are plenty of options. The Shard, sharp and sleek, rising 310 meters over the Thames, the tallest building in the UK. The London Eye, touristy and pricey, but magical at sunset. Sky Garden or Horizon 22, both free, both offering stunning views, and both have to be booked at least a week in advance. I would go for Horizon 22 because it's the only one with an open-air platform. Now, let's be real, London is expensive. Finance workers in the city might earn six figures, but out in the suburbs, the average salary drops to around 25 to 30,000 pounds. The middle ground, practically gone. Most Londoners live in terraced or semi-detached houses, and for many, it's a flat share life. One room of your own, everything else shared, because even the tiniest homes cost a fortune. Try competing for a flat when Qatari billionaires, Hong Kong investors, and Russian oligarchs are in the same market. Inequality is London's open secret. Lambos and food banks, super yachts and sleeping bags, politely pretending not to notice each other. Any other downsides? The weather. Mild, cloudy, often drizzly, and sometimes just plain cold. Heating costs a fortune, so people layer up and hope for the best. London's diversity is its strength, and sometimes it can be its challenge. Whole communities live in their own rhythms, languages, and cuisines, side by side, but rarely mixing. And street crime is another issue. Let's ask Charles.
I think in the last couple of years, people have become a lot more wary because of all the people grabbing the iPhones on the street. That became a real epidemic in like a couple of years ago. The police do knock people off bikes now, and they seem to get it a bit more under control. As far as stabbings, generally that would be between gangs, or occasionally, like a friend of mine said the other day, someone came out of a bar and they took his phone and he ran after them and they stabbed him and he may have died. So this is kind of a little bit more than usual, but I think if you're just going about your business and you're not wandering around drunk, you'll probably be unlikely to lose your phone or get stabbed or mugged, or so generally it's fairly safe. But people have to be careful with their phones because the kids on electric bikes.
Oh, that's what they use.
Yeah. Before they used to have mopeds, maybe a guy on the back.
So they're so fast you cannot chase them.
No, not on and the electric bikes get souped up so they can maybe go 50 miles an hour.
Grab your phone, off you go.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So why do people keep coming? Because despite everything, London still means opportunity. In 2024 alone, the UK's population grew by over 1 million. Newcomers from Kenya, China, Nigeria, India, and Pakistan, all chasing a better life. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed my time in London. Pricey, yes, but unique, refined, and full of history, ambition, and charm. But a friend of mine who lived here for years before deciding to leave said the city had changed. What once drew millionaires and dreamers had become a place people with options wanted to escape. Rising taxes, a sense of insecurity, and a healthcare system where seeing a doctor can take months. The clean, orderly streets he remembered had given way to rubbish, petty crime, and frustration. Well, visiting London and living in it are apparently two different stories. And to finish this video, let's ask Charles about his paparazzi days, because that's one story you don't want to miss.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting career, and I started getting my breaks, particularly with Prince Harry, who was like out getting drunk, doing drugs, fighting back in the early noughties. So in 2003, I got a picture of him drinking with a friend of mine who was from a boy band I was promoting, and then sort of again drinking and partying at a polo kind of party. And then I did another one of the comedy terrorist who broke into Windsor Castle and kissed Prince William on his 21st birthday. That was a really big picture of that time, went international. They were debating it in Parliament, you know, like a security risk. And around London there were a lot of footballers and a lot of fighting and drinking and glamour girls that we used to call them. So it was a pretty exciting scene with convoys of 15, 20 motorbikes, car chases. You know, this was before, well, it had gone from negative film to digital, before kind of camera phones and social media and privacy law really kicked in. That was like still a little bit of a Wild West media-wise.
Wow, okay. And it paid well?
Yeah, you could make a lot of money then, yeah.
All right. What was the one picture that you paid the most money for?
The biggest was a Siena Orlando Bloom picture. It looked like they were kind of kissing at a polo match in 2005, and that made like nearly 100,000 for everyone involved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Charles.
Excellent.
It was excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let me know what you think about London.